Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of Pardon Our Picks, where perfection is a work in progress. I'm your host, Sam, and alongside me, of course, is my esteemed colleague, Tarik. How you doing tonight?
All right, I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. We are, of course, brought to you by Morningwood Crafter, morningwoodcrafter.com, inspired by design, crafted by hand. Uh, Another exciting week. A lot of last-second touchdowns to end some of the games. Cleveland, Detroit. Uh, Todd Gurley's probably feeling really bad right now because he got that touchdown. It's weird to feel bad about a touchdown.
Yeah,
So. And then, of course, some shellackings as well. Your team, my team. It happens.
yeah. High five for our team suck. Yeah. They just to get into it a little bit, I was watching the game and I'm like, they're showing more promise. This is actually no, wait, no, stop. No, stop it. Don't do that. Like it just got worse and worse. They started off okay with promise and then instead of going up, they went down.
Yeah.
And just mistakes with a pick six and fumble recoveries. And it's just on the plus side, Drew Lock did look better than our other backups and other quarterbacks after he got hurt. So he's got some potential and promise, but they gotta get a good schema going. They gotta get some O line. They got these young guys got to get some experience to make them any type of formidable.
Absolutely. Uh, it reminds me of a quote from a movie, The Replacements, Quicksand.
Yes.
Everything's starting out good, and then you make one mistake, and another, and another. And no matter how hard you struggle, you sink deeper and deeper until you can't breathe, like quicksand.
Yeah. And if you sink into the quicksand, you come out in the matrix.
Absolutely. Here's everyone. All right, so last week we did pretty good. Both of us ended our weeks at 10-4. That's right. Our esteemed guest last week, she did pretty good. She actually went 9-5. We wish her well. We will probably have her on at some later date in the show. But for now, the record stands as such: 69-36 for me. Tarik, 68-37. Just that
One.
much closer.
One.
Oh man! And at some point, you could either pass me, or we're gonna keep this battle going all year
If I
long.
pass you, we're ending the season right there, and I win.
uh, I gotta hold you off then. Keep going.
Stiff arm.
That's
Stiff
right.
arm.
All right. So, Tarik, what is the game of the week?
All right. I'm sure, especially with our primary audience, no one's going to be shocked that my game of the week is Baltimore and Pittsburgh. And if eagle-eyed people noticed, you went on the slide accidentally.
It did.
So classic rivalry. Two hard-hitting teams. Even if they both kind of suck, it's been a really good game. And both teams are at peak. Ravens have had a couple of stumblings. Haven't Even though they've produced their results, they haven't looked as good as everyone was hoping they'd be. And then you got Steelers who are still undefeated. I believe they're the last undefeated team.
They are.
And I was listening to stuff today. Ben is getting the ball out quicker than anybody else in the league. So it's going to be a hard fought one. But with that said, I think Baltimore's got more pieces of the puzzle, and I believe they're with the bye week, the rest, figure out to plug some of those holes. I think Baltimore's going to come out with it.
Baltimore, right, as you mentioned, is coming off the bye week. Pittsburgh, 6-0 off that big win against Tennessee last week on a missed field goal at the end of regulation. Steelers have been they've been a difficult team to stop, but you're right. You throw the records out the window for these kind of games for Baltimore Steelers. Doesn't matter who's quarterback. Doesn't matter who's hurt. Who's in. These are exciting games, and I think the Ravens at home will prevail in this one simply because they're at home. But look for this one to be a hard hit really good game.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the other top-notch AFC North team, the Cleveland Browns at home against the 3-3 Raiders.
Yes, indeed. And I never thought I would ever hear the sentence Cleveland Browns in top team ever. It is ridiculous. But I think the edge goes to Cleveland. They've been proving themselves. Baker Mayfield is finally doing what Cleveland has wanted from a quarterback. Clearly wasn't Johnny Football years ago, but he's starting to pull this team together. They got I think this is one of their best records in definitely years. I never remember them having a record this good. So it's been a couple decades, I think, since they've had a really good this kind of record.
1994.
Oh wow! Oh, way to pull out the stats. Okay, so 26 years ago. So I went with an upset on this one. I'm picking Las Vegas. We'll see what happens. Maybe not the best choice. I believe they had some COVID incidents and some other things like that. But this is, I believe, no, my sleeper is Buffalo, not Las Vegas. But Las Vegas.
Give that away.
Huh?
Way to give that one away. Ooh.
Ooh. But no, I think Las Vegas is going to win this. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. Like you said, it's one of these top-notch, top-tier things, other possible game of the week. But I think Las Vegas is going to pull it out at the end.
Las Vegas got a couple of key guys coming back from injury. And, yes, they did have a COVID-related player out. It was an offensive lineman last week. And it was the rest of the line was retested to verify that they were not. So it was only one lineman that actually tested positive. Thank goodness, because then we might have had another missed game, which would have been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland, of course, they won last week against Cincinnati on a last-minute touchdown to a guy named Peoples-Jones, who I hadn't heard of until he scored that touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, they've been fighting hard. Both teams are pretty good this year. I see the Cleveland Browns winning at home just to keep it close in their own division. But anything really could happen in this game because Derek Carr has been lighting it up.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the New Orleans Saints against the 5-1 Chicago Bears. Sorry, 5-2 Chicago Bears. I knew I had one or two of these records wrong because I hadn't updated it since the games.
And that's why we're a work in progress. Okay, so apparently I didn't make this pick because I pulled up my stats. It was empty. Oh no! Again, we're a work in progress. So looking at this, Drew Brees has been doing pretty well. Chicago's been good on defense, so this should be a good game. But I think the offense is going to win out, and I think New Orleans is going to take this home.
Chicago, their only touchdown last week was a defensive touchdown against the team that they played. Name escapes me right now. I don't remember. But they do have that really tough defense. It was the Rams, mind you. I figured it out. The Saints, 4-2, they won last week against Carolina. And they won pretty good against Carolina. I think that the offense will prevail in this one because I'm still not a believer in Nick Foles, no matter what he's done going into games. So New Orleans for the victory for me. All right, let's move on to the surprising 3-3 Detroit Lions. Last-second victory last week over the Atlanta Falcons against the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, so the Colts have been surprisingly good, despite having a quarterback who I personally just can't stand. I was very upset, even though Colts are not my main team anymore. I was very disheartened. It's like, well, I don't know, but just you hate the Packers, or Cowboys fans say they hate the Packers. All of a sudden, you guys got Aaron Rodgers or something. It's Tom Brady coming in and taking over or something. It's just not. It doesn't taste right.
Leaves a sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
Terrell Owens is what I would go with.
Yeah. Well, you had Terrell Owens.
I know.
I was about to say he was on your team.
Exactly.
But they've been doing surprisingly well with it. And Detroit getting there, but I don't think they're good enough. I think Indy's got this.
Indianapolis, they're second in their division. They're behind by a game. They've been pretty good on defense. The Lions' offense they've picked it up. And the defense has been okay. They haven't been great. Defense has been okay. They're at home. They're coming off that big victory against Atlanta last week. I still got Indianapolis going in there, and I think this one's going to be. I think it's going to be in the 20s score-wise for each team, but it's going to be real close. Indianapolis for the victory. Let's go to the AFC West, where we have the 2-4 Chargers going against the 2-4 Denver Broncos.
Yeah, you mean we might actually have a shot this week? So as we already talked about with Denver, they crapped the bed last week. They made too many mistakes against one of the top tier teams in the league, not just the conference, but in the league, Super Bowl defending champs. But as I said, they looked good in the beginning. They're still finding their footing. I don't think it's going to do anything this year. But I think it's going to be they're starting to plant their feet for the future. This is a team that hasn't been doing very well either, trying to pick up. That's why they got rid of Phillip Rivers and everything. They're trying to redefine themselves now. But I think Denver's going to be able to pull this off because they seem to be, even despite the loss, the appalling loss, they seem to be more of an upswing, and they got a couple more weapons. Even if they're inexperienced, they got a couple more weapons. They've got the double. I don't know what happened to Gordon. I think he got hurt, or Lindsey got hurt. But they've been utilized. I think they're still cleared to play as of now. I think I saw that today. But the Lindsey-Gordon duo as running backs allows them, once they can utilize that, that'll be a good run, get the yards, make them back off a little bit or pull in, and then go for the deep ball. But I think Denver's got it this week.
Denver at home. They do got some decent weapons on offense. They got Noah Fant. They got, as you said, Melvin Gordon, Phillip Lindsay. The Chargers, Justin Herbert he's been pretty good recently. Throwing to Keenan Allen. The running backs have actually picked it up, even though their top running back is out. I see the Chargers going into Denver and getting a victory here. It's going to be close because I think both teams are hungry for a victory. But I think the Chargers got this one. And I think part of the reason the Denver Broncos had issues last week is because of the snow. It makes for a sloppy game sometimes. And you can't have sloppy games against Kansas City. So
no, and even though they shouldn't make it sloppy because they're in Denver.
They are.
I lived there for almost 3 years. It's cold. It snows. We got down to -11 while I was out there. So they should be used to it at this point.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the Sunday night contest. The San Francisco 49ers against the 5-1 Seattle Seahawks. Ignore the record behind me. Once again, I did not have an opportunity to change it on time.
Yeah, so this should definitely be a good game if San Francisco can get their act together. We've seen what they're capable of. Seattle has been on fire. So it looks like they lost if they were 5-1. But I'm going, because San Francisco's had a harder time, I'm going with Seattle. They're just showing a little bit more promise. They seem to be going up a little bit while San Francisco's going down.
San Francisco has had a carousel at running back recently. McKinnon, Mostert, both have gone down multiple times during the season. They're down to a running back that I hadn't heard of before, Jamichael something. But
that's a unique last name.
It is. The Seahawks, they lost in overtime to Arizona last week. There's not a single team in this division under 500. Every single team has 4 wins or more. Seattle's the only one with only 1 loss. The other ones have Arizona, the Rams have 2. San Francisco has 3. This is a good division.
Mm-hmm.
I see Seattle winning this, but it's more so because there's no run game right now in San Francisco that can be defined as a run game right now.
Yep.
So, Seattle for the victory. All right, let's move on to our quick hitters. We're going to start, of course, with our Thursday night contest, the hapless 1-6 Atlanta Falcons against the 3-4 Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I'm going with Carolina. I can't give anything to Atlanta right now.
I really wanted to pick Atlanta in this game, thinking that they had the horsepower to go in there and win, but I got Carolina. Carolina's been playing pretty good. Last week they played pretty good against New Orleans. All right, let's go to the NFC least, the Dallas Cowboys with Ben DiNucci at quarterback going into Philadelphia.
Yeah, again, I apologize. I've been trying to pick you guys, hoping you'll be able to pull it out. And any hope you guys had, I think, died with Dak Prescott. Not that he's dead. He's not dead. He's just hurt. I realized how that sounded going out. Dallas, he's not dead. But I can't see Dallas pulling it, even though Philadelphia is not good either. I think they're going to be I think it's going to be low scoring, and I think Philly's going to pull it out.
As much as I love to pick Dallas, they're bad. They're really bad. Offensive line's bad. Defense is bad. Just you point at something, they're bad. Running game can't get going. It's bad. The Eagles, I think, are about to start getting healthy, and I think that they may go on a run here soon. So Philadelphia for the victory.
Might get an over 500 team in the East.
Fortunately, not mine. All right, the New England Patriots going up against the 5-2 Buffalo Bills.
Yep. So usually, I remember years past, we never picked anybody but New England, but I am picking Buffalo.
Oh, it's been hard for New England for Buffalo to beat New England. But Buffalo last week they didn't do great. They played the Jets and only scored 18 points. But they're going to score more points this week. I'm picking Buffalo. Tennessee Titans going up against those feisty Bengals.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got to find it real quick because I'm professional. Yeah, going with Tennessee. It's not even, I don't even know why I had to look it up. The Cincinnati's not winning. Tennessee.
Hang on, let me think about this one. Tennessee for the victory. Bengals have been playing good, but they're not good enough to beat Tennessee right now. So, the 1-5 Vikings against the 5-1 Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I don't think this is much of a contest either, Green Bay.
I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people are saying. Divisional game, but I got Green Bay in this one too. The flightless New York Jets, 0-7. Will they ever get a victory?
What type of upset would that be? That the winless team beats the defending Super Bowl champs? No, I'm going with Kansas City.
I don't think anybody in their right mind would be picking the Jets unless you were a Jets fan.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Kansas City Chiefs. The 4-2 Rams are going up against the surprising 3-3 Minnesota Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams on this one.
And I'm going to replace the Minnesota Dolphins back into Miami, and I'm going to pick the Rams to win this one.
Yeah, I don't think a Dolphin would do very well in the cold with the Scandinavians.
Oh, you don't think they love lakes?
Not those lakes.
No. All right, let's move on to our Monday night contest. Tom Brady going to face his demons against the New York Giants.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tom Brady's got this. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I don't think the Giants could beat a puppy. right now.
Why would you beat a puppy?
I don't know.
I mean, unless you're Michael Vick, why would you beat a puppy?
I don't know. I don't know. That was a bad analogy. But I got Tampa Bay in this one. Nonetheless.
Not the puppy, Tampa Bay.
Not the puppy. I love puppies. But puppies are the best. Absolute. Nothing better. Puppies. So, thank you, folks.
So hard.
Thank you, folks, for joining us tonight for our picks, for parting our picks. If you want to pick against us, go ahead and put it in the comments. If you have a question for your host, put it in the comments. Send it to us. We would love to answer them in one of our videos. Excuse me.
Yeah. Like the video. Let us know you're watching. Subscribe so you know when we're putting new videos up.
Yeah, I promised I wouldn't call, but I did anyway. All right. Well, for parting our picks, I'm Sam.
I'm Tarik.
You have a great football week.
Bye, guys.